and welcome back to Fast and Jams for the most unusual piece of content yet. I'm your host, Captain Leigh, and welcome to Captain Craddock Recaps. The recap was originally an episode here, but things weren't working behind the scenes, so I thought I would do a 4-part miniseries recapping the journey of the Mandalorian and Grogu so far in all of the TV series they have been in. I will start with Series 1, Mando, then Series 2, Mando, the Boba Fett, and finally Series 3, Mando. So this will be 4 parts, 1 episode per month to the Mandalorian and Grogu. This could continue to become the series beyond the Mandalorian, but we'll see where things lead. And let's start by going back in time to 2019 when the series began. The Dins began in their own separate lives. Grogu was in hiding on Avada 7 because of mercenaries, and Jaren was a bounty hunter under the narrow Bounty Hunters Guild. He lived in a hidden Mandalorian convent under the sea alongside Yamra and Pastor. His job often got him into a row with Paz because of his bounty hunting, which is a recurring theme for a bit. Sharon was given the task of retrieving an asset on Avada 7 for the Empire. With the help from Ugnaught Quill, Sharon finds the hideout alongside droid IG-11. They find the asset, which is our beloved Grogu. Sharon stops IG-11 from his orders on eliminating Grogu. Grogu actually seems to have an attachment to the Mandalorian. Ooh! On the route back, they encounter problems like bounty hunter rivals, which leads to an injury on Mando, which Grogu tries to heal. The next day, the Jawas take the Red Quest, and Jaren and Grogu are forced to take on a Mudhorn to get it back. Jaren fails, but Grogu is able to do the job for him. This will become a theme like, I don't know, someone's laziness in another show. Go back to my episode on Knight and the Doctor, which is episode 1 of the current series, and you'll see why. After the race quest is repaired by Mando and Quill, Mando returns to Navarro and delivers Grogu to the Empire to experiment on Grogu for this so-called M-Count, which I will get into the next part of their journey that will be in part 2. Jaren gets some new armor which makes Paz jealous, and Jaren is nearly kicked out of the tribe. He has a changed heart and rescues Grogu from the Bounty Hunters and the Empire, and is helped by Paz and the Miles to escape. The two attempt to settle down on Sorghum, where they meet future ally Cara Dune and are recruited by locals to defend the village from banks who steal their produce. The boys get close to Amira and her daughter Winter. Amira tries to get Jaren to settle down with Grogu, and Winter and her friends play with Grogu. The attempts to settle for safety unfortunately change when they're forced to leave after a bounty hunter is discovered in the forest after Jaren and Cara defeat the bandits invading the little village. From a trip to Tatooine where they meet Peli Motto, a mechanic who becomes a fan of Grogu and looks after him whilst Jaren gets a bounty to gain credits for repairs. And then he goes to a prison colony where Mando is nearly a prisoner himself, where his old eyes attempt to take revenge. However, Jaren is able to defeat them and trap them in the prison. He gains the last laugh on his former friend by placing a tracker for the New Republic to find them and destroy their base. The duo returns to Navarro with the additions of Cara, Quill, and IG-11, who was recently prepared by Quill to try and defeat the clan, alongside Grief, with Jaren pretending to be a prisoner and Quill trying to take Grogu to safety. Unfortunately, plans go awry when Jaren and his eyes are ambushed by Mothkin, who wants Grogu for himself, whilst Quill is killed by the Imperials. And some troopers nearly take Grogu, but are stopped by IG-11 before the Imperials can get their hands on him, and rush towards Jaren, Cara, and their new ally Grief, who has changed his ways. Jaren is hurt in action. What? The crew are also nearly incinerated in hiding before Grogu saves them with the Force. War show in there. The group, and once Jaren is healed by IG-11, visit the tunnels to the Mandalorian convent and encounter the only survivor, Yamra, who gives an update and gives Jaren his signet. He becomes a clan of 2 with Grogu till he reunites with his old clan, which is the Jedi. After all that, everyone except IG-11 escapes when he sacrifices himself to save us by facing the stormtroopers by self-destructing himself. R.I.P. IG-11. Moment of silence. Yamra defeats a group of stormtroopers with her tools. The gang managed to beat Moff Gideon, but he later is revealed to have survived the crash. Cara joins the railroad in a big role, whilst Grief begins to make big changes to his home city, whilst our clan 2 head on their quest to find a Jedi to train Grogu. Join me next month for part 2. I hope you enjoy this recap, and please like this recap, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, friends!